Today on Creating Impact, we are interviewing Sekoya Kendrick, founder of 1474 Art Inc. Sekoya is an art broker and life coach. For the past 7 years, Sekoya has dedicated her life to help artists find success within their medium. Her company specializes in managing visual artists, selling their work in unique spaces, and uplifting creatives around the world. Our sit down with Sekoya is very special. Not only does she share her unique experiences as an art broker, but she lets us into her personal experience with developing confidence in her artist.
I feel like you cannot teach confidence. I feel like it's your own life process. It's something that you have to find within yourself.
We explore how soul searching is important for creatives.
You have to fuel your soul continuously.
And we get super real about vulnerability as Black women.
It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to be passionate. It's okay to be all of those things that, Black women don't really get to be.
Welcome to Creating Impact. Okay, so I would have to say probably I want to say almost a few weeks ago when we had went out to eat. We had a mutual friend. I think his name is Chris. Yeah, Chris.
Okay.
Chris. I do Chris. He was like, Sekoya is like the art broker. What is the art broker? What does that mean? Fill me in on that.
Art dealer and art broker, I get those all the time.
Okay.
But basically, it's like a brokerage between art. So instead of selling real estate and property, it's just art, and I'm just the middleman. So I'm working out deals. I do their contracts and whatever a regular broker would do, instead of with property, with art.
With art.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And what got you started in this? Because it seems like it's been a long time coming.
Since 2018.
Wow.
What got me started? I just found that I didn't want to work for anybody. I didn't want to be in a 9-to-5 situation. I prefer to be my own boss.
Yes.
And just left my job and was like, by any means necessary, this has to work. And I just went for it. And I tell everybody to just go for it, you know. And that's how that happens.
And the name is 1474 Art Inc.
Yeah,
right?
1474 Art Inc.
Where'd you get that name from?
Okay, so 2014 is when I came up with the idea, and I signified 2014 to kind of put pressure on me, to remember you started at this point and you can always keep going, and don't exaggerate it or don't drag out anymore because you can't waste no more time. It's 2021 and it's 2014 and then it took me to 2018 to actually get it started. So it's just pressure. So every time I hear it, I'm reminded of the year.
Right.
2014 or whatever. And then the 74 is my brother's birthday. He was born in 1974. So, and then I just put those two together and I just ran with it.
Yeah, I like the name, how you have it set up. I was you can't forget that.
I'm a numbers girl. I believe in numbers and all of that good stuff. So it means something.
Right. I like that.
We have an online art gallery and soon to be a gallery space, a brick and mortar. Basically, I'm a broker between clients and artists. So currently, I started off working with local artists only, basically to get them out there.
Oh, nice.
I do their social media content. I do whatever it is, pricing. I do their, I help with their framing. I help with whatever. They might say, hey, do you think this is good? And I'm like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just kind of I look over a lot of things that people may not, just if you get dressed in the morning and you call me, girl, did this look right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I should have called you today just to make sure.
Stuff it can be the simplest thing, and then and then from counseling people to helping them through life, but I only do this with my artists, and I notice how much stuff I actually do with them. So I'm let's make this a thing, basically.
Is it just with artists that like draw,
visual artists,
or is it like musicians?
So far, it's just visual artists.
Okay.
I'm a little bit afraid to expand outside of that because that's not my lane.
Gotcha. Okay.
Not saying that it can't be.
Well, I don't blame you.
You know, not saying that who knows where this might go. But
right.
for now, yeah, it's just visual artists because I'm like, I've been into art my whole entire life.
Okay.
Like classes and all that type of stuff, but my background is marketing. So that's where the sales part came in at.
Oh, okay.
And so, yeah, I remember in high school, I think I was telling you this story. No, I told Bounce this story. My friend Jay, the artist that we spoke with before, he like drew me a picture in class, and I was like, oh, okay. So I was like in the lunchroom or something, and this dude was like, let me get that picture off of you, and I was like, $40.
Oh,
and
so
he gave it to me. and ever since then. But Jay was like, dang, you sold my picture. I was like, bro, I needed 40. You know, in high school, that'll get you a long way.
Right.
And so then I'm like, I left it alone after high school and everything, because I think I even got like most creative. I was like bedazzling pumps and stilettos back in the day. Cool. I would like splash paint on my pants and stuff. Right. Then I grew out of it. And then as I got older, I'm like, I think I like went to the museum just one day, and I was like, it feels really good here, like tingly, like emotionally type. And I was like, I'm thinking like I'm gonna own a museum. No clue how to do that. Right. But at that moment, I was like, this is what I want to do. And then so I just figured out how to make it mine and not actually that. And so I just start coming up with stuff. And if I didn't like it, I'd throw that paper away, come up with something else until it made sense. And like 1474 was supposed to be like a boutique. I was gonna have like clothing and some art around. Okay. And then I'm like, I don't really want to do that. And then once I realized what I was doing naturally, like selling my people's paintings and stuff like that, and he'll be like, I can't make it to this meeting, can you go? Now I'm in meetings and stuff. So it turned into something, and I was like, this is actually what I do. Yeah. This makes sense with what I'm trying to do. Right. And then I just ran with it.
Yeah, and I like that you said about like what felt natural. Yeah. Like I feel like sometimes people get into things that they don't really feel passionate about, or it doesn't come naturally. Absolutely. And I tell folks all the time, like if they're coming to me asking questions about how to start their business or what they should do, I'm like, what do you naturally do? Right. Like, are you the person in your family who offers advice off rip? Yeah. And maybe you should be like a life coach. And sometimes it's that easy to just simple come like that. You know what I mean? But I think folks sometimes they look at it and they look at business and they're like, okay, I got to do something that's a little bit outside, that's like is outside my comfort zone. But it's like, well, I don't think it should be so outside your comfort zone that you end up not doing anything about it, because it's not what you're passionate about. Not what you're passionate about. Absolutely. And I forgot who said it. Was it Beyonce or like Jill Scott that was like, stay in your lane. Like, this is my lane. I'm going to stay in my lane. I forgot who said that.
I'm going to roll with Beyonce on that one. But
right. I'm
you
like,
know how we are.
That's a good
You definitely got to stay in your lane.
Yeah.
And this is my lane, okay? And I'm staying in it.
You do a good job. And I want everyone to know that's watching this that Sekoya has a very humble exterior. But y'all need to know, I went to 2 of this lady's events. If you've ever been to Brooklyn and, you know, had the nice, you know, tours of the museums, and it was all high-end event, high-end champagne, everything high-end. Like, imagine that, but here in Ohio. Like, that is what you are throwing out, and you're just so humble about it, which I appreciate. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's good to be humble. But I have to tell you that, like, when I come to your events, they're beautiful and just so well done, and you could tell that, you know, if I didn't know you, I could tell that, wow, whoever put this on put so much passion and umph and care and love into it. And it's not just something that you just put together. Like, even in the gallery that we're in, you know, today, and this is where you had your first event? Yeah. Yes, my first event. I'll be able to give you guys a tour of Santana's gallery, and you'll be able to meet Santana as well. But I'm just like in awe with those 2 events, and I'm waiting for more. You know, like I want to be able to show up.
I'm getting on it. I am getting on it. It's like I'm big on experience. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, experience is everything. I know how I would want to feel if somebody invites me to something. Right. So rather it be whatever it is, as long as you got like a good experience out of it, I would want to go back. I would want to support. And then with art, it's like the people that our culture, I'm not gonna necessarily say culture, but our surroundings currently, it's like they're kind of just now catching on
Yeah.
and just now getting an understanding. And so I feel like I'm responsible to kind of give them the experience.
Yeah.
You know, so.
I like that.
Yeah.
For sure. I remember our interview with Jay as well, and you had said like there's some emotional like inner like feeling and connection that you have with art. What?
I don't like you right now. You are so amazing.
No, I know.
I don't like being emotional, guys. And here she is.
For real, because I know for myself, like when I see my interviews and they're packaged and done, I'm like, oh my God. Like,
right, look
we
at me.
did this, you know, we
Yeah.
did it, we did a good job, and it's out there in the world, and now somebody else knows about this person's story, and that is like where I get full.
Right.
And I remember you always saying that, like, since I've known you, like
Yeah.
you've said like there's just this like connection to it that you have. What is that? Where does it come from?
I don't know. I don't know where it comes from, but it was actually like, okay, so like when I think about art, it makes me open up. Like I feel that, you know, you can be open, you can be expressive, you can be creative, because that's what the artists are doing, just with a paintbrush or a pencil or whatever they're using at the time. So it's kind of like my reminder that it's okay to be open, it's okay to be vulnerable, it's okay to be passionate, it's okay to be all of those things that, Black women don't really get to be.
Wow.
Or we have to hide it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or we're known for it. You know what I mean? You're too emotional. You're your feelings. And so it's like, oh, it's okay. And so it's like my happy place. Because I don't, you know.
Right.
Y'all don't know. But I'm a tough cookie. Ain't gonna be no crying around me. I'm gonna cry by myself.
In the dark.
Yeah, in the dark. In the closet.
Closet is
I don't even want to know I'm crying. So art, like it gives me that feeling. So that's why I was like, I just need to be around this and make a job of it, make it a career, make it like that's my passion. I feel like that's how you know when you found your passion. Like if it don't make your heart tingle, if it don't make you vulnerable, then you probably in the wrong field. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And maybe not even in the wrong field, I take that back, because sometimes some things just make sense, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, this also made sense. So it was my passion and it made sense. And it makes me money.
Ooh, yeah.
So, yeah,
That's the main.
I found the right thing.
Right. Yeah, but that's such a good point, especially as a Black woman. I do feel this idea of like we have to always stay, like keep our emotions in check and not be vulnerable, not be open. And I don't like that. I don't like that that's a stereotype. Like I have to be the tough one. Yeah. And I remember probably like a few weeks ago, I went to a bar and like there was a guy just being so aggressive with me, and nobody around me felt that it was needed to protect me in some sort of way. Like I'm a woman at a bar. Like why? Like all the bartenders saw what he was doing. No one said anything. The same guy was acting aggressive towards some gentlemen, and the bartenders said something to the gentleman.
To the gentleman.
Yep, and all this other stuff. So I was like, that's funny that the men got protected, and the bartender said something to the man that was like, you know, being aggressive when he was with the group. But when the same guy was around me, I wasn't protected. And I felt like there's this dynamic that exists in our culture where it's like, oh, the Black woman, she got it.
Yeah, she's fine.
She's got it.
Yeah.
That's so crazy that we said at the same time. Yeah.
Right.
And I hate that. I hate that pressure. I don't like it. It's like, no, like, I'm vulnerable and I need protection too.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. That's a good point.
Yeah. Not that that was part of our questions at all, but I had to mention
we
that.
took it there, didn't we?
You know? When did you realize that artists needed guidance with like selling work, pricing it correctly, even like down to the marketing? Because I would think as an artist, like that's just a part of the package. Like, of course I would need to like get this out here, but like, how did you find out that that was like something that was needed?
You'd be so surprised, like how how many hidden talents people have that they don't share. You know what I'm saying? And
that's a good point. I feel like I would be a crazy Picasso.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
you never know.
Like, or Santana.
Most creatives just like to be creative.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And all of that other stuff doesn't necessarily flow. Like, for instance, you could be a chef and you can cook, but the business aspect might not be for you. You might not know anything about customer service. You just want to cook.
Ooh.
You know? So
That's a good
I don't feel like all artists or all creatives need things. I find out what that individual needs and then I provide it. Okay. So not everybody needs help with marketing or pricing or blah, blah, blah. Somebody just might need a pep talk. Somebody might just be like, I don't feel like pushing this art today. I just want to just be who I am and be in my space. So can you do it? So it's just you finding that need within the person. And then that's normally how I gain my artists, because I'm not saying, hey, sign this contract, let me sell your work, give me 50%. I don't necessarily do that. I figure out what I can do to actually help the person or help the creative.
So you make it more customized to that person. I like that.
Every artist has their own custom contract based on what you need me to do and how I help. And then sometimes that contract might even change because now they like, you know what, I do want you to do my marketing. I don't want to do this month or blah, blah, blah. So it's very customized, like my whole business is.
I like that. Oh, okay.
Per individual.
Where are you hoping that this business does as far as like future-wise? Like where are you hoping to get it?
I want to have like galleries all over the world. I want to like give local artists, like those hidden artists, a spotlight, like a place to shine, because it's like Picasso and Basquiat and those artists that everybody already knows. You know what I'm saying? Their work is getting sold for millions and billions of dollars, and then you got the little people that, you know, it's just like a rapper. You know what I'm saying? They call like underground. We got underground artists that people in Cali have no clue about. You know what I'm saying? And then vice versa. We in little old Akron. We have no clue about what's going on in LA or wherever. And it's like, I just want to be that spot so that everybody kind of like nationally or internationally knows like, ooh, we can just contact Sekoya or 1474. This is what she does. So let's just
go to her.
Go to me. Why not? Like, why didn't you?
Right.
You haven't.
Give her a
call now. So it's like, yeah, I see that. I see me just helping all creatives and just making the world a more creative place.
I like that. Making the world a more creative place.
That,
they used to be on some commercial or something. I like that spin.
You might have to remember that. Right. I will forget it.
What personally, like, because I, from you know, our window of our relationship, you know, you're just a sweet person and you're doing this art thing and you really want to be able to put other people on a platform so that they can be successful. And I love that about you, and that's why I wanted to even talk to you today. Thank you. What are you hoping your personal legacy and impact will be, you know, with your work that you're doing with 1474, and then just like personally for yourself?
Personally, I want to gain more knowledge on like the financial aspect of art, and art itself leaves a legacy, and it grows, and it's money, and I want my kids to understand that, and I want them to know, like, you know, if I have this painting that's in my house, by the time you get old enough, you still have that painting, you can give that painting to your child, and that, you know what I'm saying, and then by that time, it's growth, it's worth whatever it's worth at that time, and just like stocks and Bitcoin and all that good stuff, people need to understand the worth of art. And you can leave that behind. You know what I'm saying? You can't always take money with you. And I would love our culture, and I would love my children and whoever, friends and family and all of that, to kind of have a deeper understanding of what you can actually leave behind. So if something was to happen and things like that. And, you know, just to kind of put out there that whatever you want to do, do it. Find your passion and do it.
My journey with business, it wasn't about understanding bottom line. It wasn't about understanding marketing. It wasn't about any of that. It was about
because that's what came natural to you. Because that's what you were
taught. I can Google it. But I cannot Google, why do I feel doubt about something that I'm passionate about? Where does this fear come in? You know, why am I not validating my own ideas? You know what I'm saying? Like, why is my confidence always being like, why is it always on the line every time I'm at a meeting? Like,